What's up guys, They Coming, and I'm here today recapping the latest CWL war with the Boston Tea Party. Obviously a very close one, as you can see, 85 to 85 stars, Predominance picking up the victory by about 0.4%. So it was an extremely close war, and shout out to Predominance for giving us an exciting match. The end of the war was absolutely thrilling to watch, and something that I think everyone was really entertained on both sides of the field. The story at the end of this war was really the Town Hall 11 play. Predominance went perfect in their 11v10 dips, and BTP missed one. However, Y2 Tony 3 did pick up a 10v10 triple, and this is what tied us in star count at the very end. Predominance did not pick up a single 10v10 triple on their end, but at the end of the day, the percentage fell in favor of Predominance. So guys, super close war, and I have to say it was extremely thrilling. Actually, it really could have gone either way. At the very end, their number one dipped onto Cheese Chester and missed his Warden ability, only picked up that 3-star by about 3 seconds left on the clock. So kind of crazy watching that raid, because I was screaming, come on, fail, fail, fail. Everyone does that, guys. But it was super close. You know, once again, shout out to Predominance for giving us an exciting war with an exciting finish. Let's go ahead and start the recap here. First, looking at Tony's 10v10 triple, we have to do that. Let's go over here. And he is going to be bringing the lalo, or I guess he has one golem in there. And he's going to be starting up here at 12 o'clock, just a few wizards down here to help set a nice funnel for his king, his queen, and some bowlers to go in. And he has a bit of a scary moment. This does not go exactly as planned, but he has this very clutch king that gets in there and does absolute work for him. So let's see how this works. He drops the golem. His wizards are still alive, doing a little bit of cleaning. The queen is behind, and soon to follow will be some wall breakers. There's the giant to do a little bit more tanking, some wall breakers in. They're spread a little bit too much, so he doesn't get the break right away. He drops some more. Those wall breakers are going to bust that crucial wall just barely before the mortar shot catches them. And now the king and the bowlers are coming in. However, because the bowlers have other things that are closer, they are going to wander south. They're going to take out that cannon, and 2 or 3 of them will go in momentarily, and 2 of them will go out again. So not ideal there, but look at the king. The king still has the ability. He's going to pop that, get the expo, jump over, get the Inferno Tower, which was ultimately the big mission, on top of getting the enemy queen. And he basically, the king saved this raid 100%. So now the queen has started sort of walking. She's going to go down, but he started his lalo over at 3 o'clock. So looking really nice so far. He's accomplished some really great goals with minimal troops. Good job there. Haste spells to get those loons moving. First hound is going to fall. He's got a second hound with more balloons coming in. The second Inferno Tower falls, and now that that's happened, he's going to drop a heal spell for that massive wad of loons that are cruising through the base. The poison spell to receive those air skellies that would otherwise be pestering his loons. And everything's looking pretty good. He's going into kind of a scary spot right now, going into 2 wizard towers and a couple Teslas. So he smartly deploys a haste spell to make sure those balloons are going to move very quickly into those defenses. Luckily, the wizard tower here does split and can only target one of these 2 groups to sort of zero in on it. So not all of the balloons will fall there. And this ends up being just really great. Some air skellies will pester him at the very end, but the base is wrecked, and you know, it just comes down to clean up at this point. Good job to Y2 Tony 3. Let's move on. Let's see Seahawks hitting number 15 here. And Seahawks is bringing the Goho. No bowlers, just 1 golem, and a mess of hog riders here. And this is really great what he does. He starts a queen to set a funnel for him. He's going to drop that golem to attract the attention of that expo and eventually get the attention of the enemy queen. Meanwhile, he has a baby dragon up at 12 o'clock to help funnel the queen and the king towards enemy queen. The only thing he's really concerned about here, as this was a cleanup attack, was killing enemy queen. There's a hound in the clan castle, and he actually ends up getting a nice little avoidance maneuver here. The hound doesn't do anything this raid, absolutely nothing. So the queen has taken the enemy queen. She's going to get this expo and a few other key defenses, including the bomb tower, which is a great target to take out if you're doing a hog raid of any kind. It's essentially like the next best thing to an air defense to guard against ground troops such as Hog Riders. So anyways, it's going pretty well right now. You know, his queen's going to clean up a little bit more, and soon he's going to start his hogs over here at 9 o'clock, and they're going to go sort of counterclockwise around the space, and it's going to be absolutely fine. His king ability is still intact. He's going to pop that as the raid progresses a little bit more. But look, he's just flooding the hogs in. He's deployed about half of his hogs so far, an early heal spell to deal with this Tesla farm, and the big bombs that are now grouped with that, looking really good. And he's being, you know, each deployment, he's dropping like 2 to 4 Hog Riders to take out point defenses, and that's really smart. So he's dropped almost all his Hog Riders at this point. A poison spell to get rid of those ground skellies, really good. And now notice the Hound came out and has come over to this King over here, and that's really, it's going to do absolutely nothing because it just kind of tickles troops, and the Queen is all the way over here, so the Queen can't see the Hound. The Queen will never attack the Hound. Nothing attacks the Lava Hound, and the Hound is completely useless defending this base. The rest is just clean up. Good job to Seahawks, taking out number 15 Jackal. Let's move on down to Isnal TW, hitting number 16 here. And Isnal is bringing something called a TDH. Now, I don't think that I've been able to recap this one on my channel before, but it's something that a guy named Snip from War Whales likes to cover quite a bit. It is a minion-heavy attack, and Snip loves minions, so this is kind of an interesting thing to watch. Basically, it's a lalo that utilizes tons of minions. It might seem kind of farmy if you're not familiar with it or how it works, but here it goes. So he's going to suicide his king with a few trailing wizards and a baby dragon to get in here and clean out this compartment. Now, he gets a little bit lucky with the way this goes, and I'm not sure if this was intentional by design. I'm not sure if he wanted the queen to go in there or continue to walk, but this is what happens. CC is triggered, and it actually ends up bringing the queen back around, which brings her closer to this air defense, or excuse me, closer to that air sweeper than this archer tower, so the queen will redirect to go inside the base. He has to use a little bit of a panic rage there because the baby dragon was not poisoned, but he's going to end up, you know, kind of slow rolling this. And another thing that you'll notice about TDH style attacks is look how much time is left on this clock, right? 1 minute and 20 seconds. He still hasn't deployed the lalo yet. He's waiting for this queen to get the second air defense, and as soon as that happens, you'll see how quickly the base disappears. He's taken about 28%. He'll have taken about 30% of the base, and then he deploys his lalo here. So in a minute, basically, 70% of the base, including the enemy defending queen, is going to fall. So anyways, here are all the minions over on the Archer Queen Barbarian King compartment. Just as planned, the Lava Hound does come over to this air defense, which distracts the enemy queen. The rage spell down for those minions to rage through enemy king, and then soon catch up behind enemy queen and beat her down very quickly. Very nice there. The Lava Hound is going over to the last air defense and some more loons to trail there. He's got loons closing in from all sides, tons of minions there. He's got one rage spell to pop. Very nice job to Isnal TW. The rest is pretty much just clean up. This is not, you're simply not going to stop this many loons and minions. So good job, bud. Really interesting. I'd love to see more TDH style attacks because I think minions are sort of a very underutilized troop. You know, they're pretty much only used for funneling, but you can use them in this strategy as part of a main attacking force. Really neat attack. Let's move on down and look at Landlord hitting number 19. And Landlord will be bringing the Shattered Bolalo. So he's got 2 golems and he's got bowlers in his clan castle. He's going to be starting over here, I believe, at around like 2 o'clock, going straight at the enemy queen. So, you know, a no-brainer for an entry here. And he's just doing some nice funneling. He'll drop the 1 suicide loon to trade for that mortar. It's going to help him when he decides to drop his golem. The golem is not going to potentially redirect to go around after that mortar. Really nice there. This is the second golem down, and now this golem over here actually kind of gives him some problems. And the reason for that is because it's not targeting this compartment, that jump spell will not immediately redirect the golem to go in. So you're going to see how this works out for him. He drops an early rage basically on top of the jump to kill queen. The bowlers are going to chuck rocks. Meanwhile, our friendly queen has got hung up on this side of the base. The bowlers finally clear that compartment and the golem decides to redirect to go in. So luckily the golem is going to get out in front of queen and start to aggro point defense, but it has taken significant damage. You're going to notice This golem is pretty beat up as is, and now it's got some pups overhead chasing. The poison is a little bit misplaced, possibly, and the queen is going to actually not get that much more. Well, she has the ability. What am I saying? His Lalo has started from about 9 o'clock, and it's quickly moving down. He's got a heal spell early to basically heal this Lava Hound because he's only got one in his composition. He doesn't want it to die immediately, and I think that was actually a really smart choice, choosing to heal the Lava Hound there, because he does end up getting some good value out of that. The Queen ability has been popped, going to remove some of these more defenses, and now he's got this Tesla farm, but look how many loons he's got, guys. Just tons of loons up. You know, I want to say he's got 8, and it's not going to be enough to stop this. Only one more Tesla left. He's got plenty of cleanup. He's going to drop some wizards up there at 12 o'clock pretty shortly. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. And, you know, crushed. Landlord, as usual, doing work for us. Next, let's look at Chunnosaurus hitting number 23, and I think this was my favorite attack of the war in its construction, its deliberate pieces that he was able to put together. This is just beautiful. You know, he's extremely objective focused in this raid, and that's exactly the kind of stuff that you need to do when you see sort of strangely shaped bases like this. So he's going to be bringing the Queen Walk Drag, and right at the beginning, he's going to Suicide King with some wizards, basically to take these 2 air defenses. And look at these 3 Hog Riders. This was so neat. He only takes 3 Hog Riders because he wants to get that other air defense, you know, very cheaply. And he couldn't send loons at that. That wasn't going to work. So he just sends 3 hogs, and that's that. Meanwhile, he's already triggered that Hound, but that's okay. That's what the Queen with healer portion is going to be for. He's going to be clearing these defenses very slowly, and even more interestingly to me, he decides to bring a Zap Quake. So, you know, this is a really interesting, you know, hybrid style of an attack. The Queen is out of range of any other point defenses, so what he's going to do at this point is he's going to drop those minions up here to set a nice, easy funnel while he's waiting, so that when he decides to drop those dragons, he doesn't have to funnel or anything. The funnel will already be set, and they're going to go straight into the core, right at enemy Queen. So the Hound does pop, and at this point, it is pretty much time to go. That corner, Dark Elixir Collector did go down, perfect timing, and the dragons are going to go straight in. CC balloons, max balloons to follow these dragons, and they're going to be to whisk straight forward and try to get on top of this air sweeper, which will give him quite a bit of grief here, actually. But, you know, nicely done for Chunnosaurus. We know this is a 3-star. Going to be going in. There's the Rage. He's got a couple dragons on top of the sweeper. The sweeper goes down, and the dragons step up and see enemy Queen and pop her. And at this point, this is looking pretty darn wrecked. He's going to have 2 dragons helping Queen take out defending King. Really nice there. And he's out of spells. You know, he's got about 68% of the base, but he's got so many dragons up, it's really not going to matter. Ooh, nice crash landing from that balloon on those 2 defenses. That was clutch. Anyway, so he's got 2 dragons on this side with the Queen. He's got 2 dragons on this side doing their own thing, and there's really only 2 point defenses that would do much to harm these dragons. The only thing that might, you know, give him a little bit of grief would be some kind of Seeking Air Mine here, but it's going to end up being just fine. Chunnosaurus, I loved this raid. I thought it was just expertly crafted, a very intentional use of troops, and just being very objective focused. That's exactly the kind of mentality we need when planning attacks. Let's now look at Troll in a Cage hitting number 25, and this is going to be a hero swap quad Lalo. So he gets really great value out of just his King, his Queen, and some wall breakers. Also a poison spell. He's going to get the CC trigger. He's going to get the defending Archer Queen, and nice, you know, I think 6 defenses off this base, and it just opens up this base wide for a nice Lalo here. He'll start off with some balloons on this Archer Tower, basically to get that CC lure and take out 1 defense. The King and Queen have already been dropped down here at 3 o'clock to break in and go after defending Queen. The poison is down on all of that. King is going to step up. He sees her, and he's going to smack her down really nicely. Town Hall will go down, and I don't think the Archer Tower falls, or does it? Maybe I'm tripping. No, I don't think the Archer Tower actually falls here, but that's going to be fine. Queen does get the dragon. No shots fired onto the Queen. And Queen is going to step up and I think get about 3 more of these point defenses. She's going to get the Wizard Tower. She's going to get the Archer Tower. She'll have just enough juice to take out that cannon. Meanwhile, the Lalo has started, and he's going to be sweeping up into 4 air defenses. He hasn't taken a single air defense, guys, but look how tightly packed all of these defenses are. He knows that 4 Lava Hounds with, a nice group of loons is going to just run rampant on this base. Very nice there. First AD goes down. That second Hound is about to pop. The third Hound has already been deployed. The Fat Rage to get over the top of that. And his 4th Lava Hound is down. Meanwhile, all the balloons have been deployed. Another Rage down to help shove all that. Look at just how quickly this base is evaporating. Very nice. And gosh, this was just an absolute smash at the end of the day. Very nice there. And I do believe we do get a nice pop of this Lava Hound at the very end to assist and even more cleanup. So very optimal use of Lava Hounds. He got exactly what he needed to out of that. All the Hounds did pop, so he has plenty of pups. And, he's got a swag Poison and a swag Haste. So, excellent job to Troll in a Cage on the Hero Swap Quad Lalo. Anyways, guys, once again, shout out to Predominance for giving us an absolutely thrilling end to a really fun war. 85 to 85, beating us by about 0.4%. So very close, competitive end to a CWL war, and just something that we look for every week. We don't really want to blow clans out by 10 stars, although if we do, we'll take the victory. But it's much more exciting when the wars can be 1 or 2 star margins, and even here there was a no star margin. It was tied stars, but the percentage victories, those are so cool to see and so exciting to watch. Anyways, guys, I hope the viewers have enjoyed this recap. Take care. See you later.